Hey friends, you got Renee Rivera here at Mold Mending, and I just wanted to share something new and exciting that I have decided to venture into that I'll be honest, just a couple months ago, I didn't know I could do. So here's the backstory. A friend of mine had been praying, asking God who she should talk to. And so we had a conversation, and she said, Renee, I want you to partner with me for a kayak ministry. And I'm like, I think I've only kayaked maybe once. And then I was trying to remember, I'm like, no, I've been on like a John boat before. I've been on canoes, many times, but kayaking, maybe once. And fear started coming in. So here's pieces of the story. Fear started coming in when she said, well, I want to invite you to partner with me to do a kayak ministry. And the excuses started to come in, and the excuses were all related to my health. Keep in mind, this is just within the last couple months here in this summer, and I didn't know if I had the arm strength. See, my husband has kayak, and the puppy's heavy. When he comes home, sometimes he'll pull it off the car, and I'm like, let me help you carry stuff in. And then I'm like, maybe I could be a He-Man and help you push it into storage. And when I try, it's like, I got to use all my energy to just push this kayak. It's like 75 pounds or more to push it into storage. Like, man, I'm such a wimp, is what I think. So when she had asked that, I was thinking all these things. I was going ahead of myself. Well, if I'm in a kayak, how am I going to carry it from where a car would park to just getting to the water? Do I have the energy even to do paddling for more than even an hour? And as those things were going through my head, she actually started asking some questions. Do you think you could go out on the water with me? And we'll have you go out with my kayak, and I'll let you go in the better one and let you see what you're able to do. And the cool thing is, this friend also has some autoimmune type of things going on in her body. And so she actually has to pay attention to how her body is each day, because each day it's kind of different. And so we scheduled to go out. And I said, I got the day free. I just don't know how long I can go because I was bedridden. And then since then, I haven't really exercised except run after grandkids. I call that exercise, by the way. But I haven't had like the steady regimen of I'm walking, I'm retoning my muscles because I lost a lot of, I know you can relate, those of you that are in the mold illness and autoimmune, all that stuff, that you can lose your muscle tone, you can lose your strength. And I've lost my strength in the last 5 years. Rebuilding my body back up, I hadn't begun the training of my muscles and such. So I didn't know what I could offer to her. Being part of kayak ministry, absolutely, got a yes from God that I could move forward and, offer that piece. But I just didn't know physically what I was capable of. And so I think that's the excitement I wanted to share with you, is that I went out on my first day. I actually have a picture. Let me share my screen. So hold on. You can see picture of me. First day we went out. This is my first lesson with my buddy, and sitting in her kayak. So you could see that as well. But fear was in there. Fear was just playing. But I thought, why not? I won't know until I try. And that was her attitude as well. We won't know, Renee, what you're capable of until you try. And so in the past, it would be I'd have to save up enough energy so I could even drive somewhere. And so I did the right planning to be at the best situation for that day, and had already prepped my meals, not the day of, but I had to pre-plan because I, need little snacks during the day of my steak as well as my meat, my vegetables, just the things that I know will build me up and keep me going through the day, and certain nuts and stuff like that. So I pre-planned moving forward for that day, and then also having enough energy stored up so I could make the drive and enjoy it. And so sharing this picture because that was a big day for me of overcoming some fears, getting out on the water, not even knowing how to paddle properly. She taught me how to do that, and even taught me how to do it to where I wouldn't waste so much energy doing the paddling, and how to even use your body in the kayak in order to even make that work better. So it was a great day of learning from my buddy. So big shout out to her. But the praise in that is I was able to be on a kayak, not knowing I was even able to do something like this after 5 years of, like I said, growing my health into wellness. I was able to be on that kayak for 3 hours. And it was just cut short because she had to get to a sporting event. I'll get back here to a full screen. But I was pretty proud of in that picture. I actually drove about 30 minutes to get to the location, and then got there, didn't know what to expect. She was kind. She repeated things as I needed it to be repeated, and she just coached me through it. And man, the fact of not allowing fear to get in the way, I'm very grateful of. I'm also grateful that the fears that I had of worst case scenario was going through my head. Those things didn't happen, but I was also taught how to overcome those things, So all that to say is, guess what? Got a kayak. Not only went out for the first time for 3 hours, but have also, the ministry invested and even purchased me my first kayak. And so I have one sitting in my living room right now, getting ready to go on the water for the first time with my own kayak. And I'm pretty excited that fears were overcome so I can be at the place I am today. And also giving me an outlet that I didn't realize I could do. So here to encourage you to pay attention to your fears. And don't let those fears, the fears of the unknown, as well as the fears of, can I even accomplish that? Can I even physically do that? Try it. It just might be something you just need to try. And the windows will just open and you will have a huge aha. What I found was through these last couple of years is, as my husband was kayaking, I would just sit on the edge at the bank and I would just read my Bible or read a book or try to do a little painting or just soak in nature. I love to be outside. But now that I've been able to get on the water with the kayak now a couple times, there's just no going back, people. There's something about being in the water and even being that more immersed in nature that just is filling. And the other thing of just learning how to paddle right and use my body in the right way so I'm not sore at the end or, grinding my back against a pole, the seat. I'm learning those things and I'm learning how to overcome. So be encouraged. Try something new. Give it a whirl. Make sure it's safe, obviously. I had a life jacket on. And maybe even just have a friend go along with you who could just be that encouragement. But it happened for me. And for me, it was kayaking. And there's no going back now. So I'm sure I'll be sharing with you some other pictures of kayaks. But I just needed to tell you that because it was pretty cool that I overcame those fears. And you can as well. And I know that fears come as part of this package. But we can overcome them if we move forward and just give it a try. Here to encourage you. You take care. Until next time.
Remember, we can be well even while ill.